The Game Workshop released the new FAQ about Age of Sigmar 4th edition Skaventide, the 27 November 2024. So now we go to see about this FAQ, the updated part, because about the previous FAQ, if you're interested about, I invite you to see the link in description about the previous ones, so that each time I bring up only what has been changed or updated, so you can know what it's the difference. If you're interested about the previous ones, there are the previous videos related about. So now let's start to see about these contents. And about this, the main part that has been changed, it's related about the points update for the Chaos, because has been released the new Battletome for the Chaos. So remember that the points are not anymore on the Battletome, but are here. So you have a really free consulting about the points size and other rules that are related about the combination for creating your rooster. So it's not a problem. As you can see, it's technically the same. The things that has changed, we had to go on and see about so the chaos ones, the slate targets, and see so that there has been once that we reach quite a lot of change about the points, but some remain the same. So we can see that we have gained quite a lot about a decrease on point of a lot of units, so not bad at all. And here, if you're going to play, you can have this as a referral. As you can see, there's been quite a lot, but some has been brought in the way that now are in the legends. So remember that you have to consult about those ones that has been changed, that are still available here, the link. But anyway, we can find here now that they will go to disappear in the next update. So pay attention about this. And then really, it's quite simple, and there's not been any other change in the normal parts. We had to reach about the legends part to know for sure if there's been changed something. As you can see, it's exactly the same, so not change at all about this. And here we have some change about the arrangement renown that are related again about the new Battletome of the Slave to Darkness. So we had this updated part. So the Lord searching on chosen and got marked ascendant. Okay, and then we can see about the Warhammer Legends order that has seen some little change, because remember that has been brought some new update thanks to the new release about the underworld. So for example, the Jodes of Itz and the Ember Watch and so on. So little things that are related about the releasing of the underworld packs. So pay attention about this. For example, so here the grandfather gardeners are the new miniatures related about the underworld for Nargol that is going to be released. So has been added about the legends, so you can use even if they are new, but they are legends, so technically you can't bring up in the official events of Games Workshop, but are still playable, so not bad at all. And really, it's how you decide. As you can see in the Slave to Darkness option, we can find a lot of parts related about the legend moving of those units, so pay attention. We see also the Green Watch that has seen a decrease, an update about in the Warhammer Legends. Also this one that it's available thanks to the packs that we've seen about the underworld that has been listed. And sincerely I suggest you eventually to think to buy if you are able to find, cause you can save quite a lot of money, but I made a video about that I leave you if you're interested about. And then we go to see about the rules updates. So let's to start about the core rules. We can find some addenda, so the combat range that add the following. A mod is considered to be in combat with an enemy unit if that unit is within the mod's combat range and visible to it. Obvious, but nice that it's specified eventually to avoid any misunderstanding. Anyway, it was interfering anyway from before, so not a problem. And there have not been quite a lot of change, but we are still to see. We have something related about the FAQ themselves. So about the abilities, are non-passive abilities such as Burning Weird Flame optional to use? Yes, you must apply the effect of passive abilities and abilities that state that they must be used if it is possible to so, but all other abilities are optional to use. Maybe it's something that could be superfluous, but it's better that it's specified to avoid any misunderstanding eventually. Then we have about the universal deployment phase abilities. Can you choose to deploy units that are in a regiment using the deployed unit ability instead of deployment regiment. And here you have to pay attention. Yes, however, once a unit is in a regiment has been deployed in this manner, you can no longer use deploy regiment to deploy the remaining units in that regiment, since the declare step of that ability specify no units in that regiment can have already been deployed. So, or all the units can be used deploy regiment, or if you deploy one of them using another rules, you don't have anymore a full regiment to use the rules. So it's perfect logic in such way. So nothing to say against this, in my opinion. Then we can go on. We can find another thing that is related about the weapons abilities. So if an ability allows a replacement unit to be set up with half the models for the original unit, and the original unit has to have a certain proportion of models equipped with specific weapons, does the new unit also need to adhere to the same restrictions? No. As stated in the point 24.2, you can pick any model from the original unit to be set up in the replacement unit. So it can be a really good advancement for the ones that are going to be the replacement unit. So not bad at all. Usually it's not so frequent that you need really to choose the combination, but it's a good thing in my opinion, because you can really adapt to your needing. Then we go to see about the advanced ability rules. And here we have, if a part of an ability effect does not state that you can or must do it, it is mandatory to resolve that part of the effect and say yes. Any part of an effect that is not optional is mandatory. If you cannot resolve one part of an effect, none of it applies. For instance, if a player picked the wizard casting the Hand of Gork to also be the target of the spell, the effect could not be fully resolved. It will be impossible for the target to be removed from the battlefield and set up again wholly within 24 inch of the caster, and so the spell would have no effect because it can't target itself. And it perfect logic in such a way, so not something to say about this. I thought that it was simple about, but avoid any misunderstanding, it's better, so not a problem at all. Then we go about the investment rules. And about the rat, we can find that there is one new one, that it's about the prayers. So in the second paragraph, we change on a chanting roll of 2 or more to an unmodified chanting roll of 2 or more. This is important because it means that you can't gain bonuses eventually, but it also means that you can't be penalized. So it's not bad, this, I think. So it's neutral, but quite intriguing in my opinion. Even if I don't use too often the prayers, it's really quite nice. Then how about the fuck, and we can go to see, so here that there is one that it's really quite intriguing. So can a friendly manifestation that has a mood characteristic of greater than 0 be set up within an inch of an enemy manifestation that a move characteristic of greater than 0? So both of them can move, and they say yes. And this is important because you have to remember that it doesn't mean that that manifestation considered an immunity. Otherwise, it should be more than an inch away if summoned. So it's really quite important to see such distinguish. So pay attention because this could be a bit changing about how to position your manifestations, and so pay attention because this can be game changing eventually. Then about the army composition regiment of renown, and here we have, does a regiment of renown require a hero to lead it? And they say no, as stated in the 3.5, regiment of renown are pre-built regiments, so they only include the units state in their unit summary organization section. And I think that it was obvious because they give you the block, so you play the block. You can't add anything if they don't allow you to add anything. So I think that it's perfect clear. Still, avoid any misunderstanding, it's the best, so okay, no problem at all in this case. Then we can continue. We can find that about the glossary has not changed anything about the match play first blood, still the same. Then we had about the spearhead fire engine, also here not changed at all, so pretty much has remained the same that we have seen. Then we have about the General Handbook 24-25, where we have something that is related about the battle plan border wars. So remove the vice from the list of battle plans that can use the border war map layout. Okay, it's changing this. You could think about and updating about the game and so on. It's an option, sincerely, because you have to play with such a set of rules and so on. But still, eventually there is. I think that this will mainly be related about the tournaments, because they can be referred, but not a problem, in my opinion. Then we can find about the faction packs. Here we can find a lot of little changes. So remember that I show you some of them, but you have to go to see the ones that are related about your army, so that you are able to find out what are the things that you can notice. For example, about the facilities, that has been a change about the battle formations, in particular about the bulwark of stone and mole. So also here about the Freshita Kurz, we are seeing something new that is related about the Maroskur Herald. So if the king's entity ability change the second sentence of the welcome to the disciple to each time your opponent declares a command, spell ability or prayer ability for any infected unit, roll a dice as a reaction. So again, sometimes are little rewarding, sometimes little changes on, but you have to pay attention about such things. So okay, as you can see, there are little things for a lot of armies. So there is a little upgrading of the things. So you need to see. Remember that anyway, when you go to see about such changes, you can download the updated version about your faction pack, obviously of the ones that has not yet had a Battletome released, because those ones will see the section that is in this same document related about the specific Battletome. So for example, the Ossebo Reapers has seen and updated about the Vokmortian Master of the Bontite. So they add the following to the effect of the Voice of Nagash ability. Those abilities does not count as commands. Okay, it's advantage, sincerely. And really, pay attention about such, because it could be interesting for the ones that they are going to use as options. So no problem. As you can see, there are tons of little things you have simply to go to see. And then there is something that it's important about the faction packs facts. About these ones, as you can see, it's related about the factions related. So for example, there is about the Night Hound. So when using the Wave of Terror ability, can all friendly Night Hound units that are in combat use charge abilities or only one? All of them. The ability affect friendly Night Hound units. So pay attention about this. Also, for example, the Ogre Moltrice. That's the Grit Gutlord heroic trait in your negative modifier to hit rolls and wound rolls for attack made with companion weapons, and say no. So if you're interested about these armies, it could be a good thing. Otherwise, obviously, you ignore them. And then there is the part about the other digital downloads. And here we have other things that are related about the rat and so on that we can go to see about. Really, it's simply about seeing what can be for you and so on. There is something related about, for example, the regiment or no, for example, the Savers of Cinderhall, that it's a new one that has been introduced. So little by little, you see which ones are interested about. The Battletome Skaven, for example, has seen nothing new, but has been brought to the part about the Battletome Slave to Darkness, because it's the new that has been released. So pay attention about such. So as you can see, we see this new fact. So when using the Dark Apotheosis ability to set up a Demon Prince, does the Demon Prince have to be included in my army list, and do I need to spend point on it? No, on both, because technically you summon another unit from zero. So it's an ascending part and it's not a problem. And if Archon they ever chosen using the Eye of Shiran ability, as a result of the Slake to Darkness player has to take the first turn. In battle round, after taking the second turn in the previous battle round, for example, they end up taking the double turn. Can the Slake to Darkness player still pick a battle tactic? Yes. The restriction of picking the battle tactic using the tactical gambit ability only apply if you choose to go first in your current battle round. So it's really quite interesting. That sometimes are simple, because this was explained without any problem in the rules, but it's a fact that avoid any misunderstanding, so I think that it's okay. And we can see some new update also about the Battletome Storm Castellanos. So okay, and we can see quite a lot of new things. So change the time of blessed by 0 to any hero phase, and the time bar to gold. Okay, you simply change the option. The Army Renown Ruination Brotherhood change the first sentence of the effect of Raven Flight to add 2 to the target move characteristic for the rest of the turn. So little things, as you can see. Also, the Regiment Renown, the Horizon Seekers in the organization champion change 1 Vanguard Paladin unit with free model to 1 Vanguard Palados with Strike Javelins unit with free models. So it restricts the option that you can have about the Vanguard Palados that you can choose. So it's weapon related in this case. Okay, you simply pay attention about if you are going to use the Regiment Renown, and there is nothing else. So I hope that you like, because there is quite a lot of few things, and sincerely I like how this fact has been brought, and step by step we see the diminishing of the new PDF that you had to consult, and the fact that all the Battletome will go here as facts, it means that it will be easier to find what has been changed and so on. And anyway, these videos also serve as a purpose to make you know what has been changed, so that you can make a fast referral. So what do you think about? Do you like such facts? Would you go and say that there is something that it's missing? Would you like to have something updated that you need? Because okay, sincerely I have some things about talking about points, but not a problem. And remember that this it's an update, so if you're interested about the other facts, you can find the link in the description about. Anyway, from that mode it's everything. I invite you to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell so to receive notification about new video, to comment under here about this video, or if you want to suggest me new videos. So I hope to see you again to the next time.